So this here is my Jade. This is one of my plants I keep indoors in the winter. I do have it and another Jade and two ficus under lights and by a window. We keep it around 68, 70 in the house in the winter. All of my other trees do live in the garage, which is unheated. So yeah, this guy I got a couple of years ago, actually as a cutting off of a much larger Jade plant. And basically all I've been doing with this is letting a section grow, and then I'll pick a new leader and I'll cut. You can actually tell I made a pretty big cut right there when I decided to choose this to be the leader. And I'll probably do something like that again. Jade's pretty resilient. I've learned it does take a while to grow, though this one has grown pretty quickly. I've got some small branching forming on the side that I like. I'm going to keep this to add to the thickness of the bottom of the trunk. And when I initially made this cutting, the reason it's in this kind of deeper pot is because I did not have a proper bonsai pot. And what I did was actually lined this pot with a bag, and then I put in my bonsai soil mix that I used for this, which is basically like a type of a cactus succulent soil mix that I made: sand, perlite, pumice, pine bark. It's worked pretty well. I am going to repot this spring into a proper bonsai mix, but then after I put my soil in and all of that, I have poked holes through the plastic, and it actually drains pretty well. Right now I watered this guy yesterday, so we'll see. Soil is still moist but not dried out and definitely not waterlogged. When I cut this initially, I just let it sit on the table. It was actually almost 2 weeks that it sat on the table before I got it into the pot, and this was a few years ago. At the time, I didn't actually know that it was going to end up being a bonsai. Oh, you can tell here is where I made another cut and chose a leader. So, yeah, so what I'm going to do is these wires basically were just holding it in place until the roots took hold. They're pretty strong now. So I'm going to cut this, and I'm going to cut this pot down, and then we'll be able to get a better look at the tree, and I'm going to do some pruning. And like I said, guys, I'm still a beginner. I've only been keeping trees as bonsai or as pre-bonsai for about 2 years now. This is actually one of my oldest, and I've really only actively been doing this for about a year. So when I really started getting into it, I actually did years of research before I ever even started attempting to shape or plan anything into bonsai. So I've got a few years of experience. If there's anything I say that you guys think is incorrect, or something that has that you know more on the topic than I do, feel free to comment and let me know, because I will definitely add corrections. I will amend anything. I do not know everything about this. This is just a learning experience for me. I'm doing a lot of experimenting, and maybe one day I'll have some trees. So yep, I'm going to get these wires in the top of this pot off, and then we'll have a look. So now that I have the top of this pot and the wires removed, it's pretty sturdy in there. One thing I noticed is that all of my roots grew in one direction. I only have roots on this side of the tree and nothing at all under here, which can be fixed. I think that I can actually maybe make a cut there and have some new roots grow. I also have some strategies that I'm going to try out to get roots to grow when I do some replanting, but at least at this point it's it's developed enough roots to support itself, and it, despite seeming kind of insecure, is actually it's quite stable, and it's grown a lot. So we will address the root issue when we get to it. Like I said, very much a beginner. The reason that I'm making these videos is because I find that when I watch videos of people who are more experienced, they seem to have forgotten that there was a huge learning curve. So I am trying to make videos sort of going through my process of, sorry about the train, of deciding what cuts to make and what direction to go in. So once again, none of this is law or the truth. This is just my process. So one thing that I'm noticing right off the bat is that in this node right here, I have 2 branches. I want to get rid of one of those because eventually that will cause swelling and give me an inverse taper, so I know that at least one of those needs to go. I could probably leave them and make a decision later. Jade does grow slowly, but I'm just going to go ahead and make a decision on that based on the direction I want the tree to go. I also have to think too, do I want to maybe get rid of all of this and have this be my new leader? Or do I want to go top heavy, keep this, think of this as the leader, and then these being branches off of that? Guess I have another little opportunity for a branch here, though it is growing out of the same node. I'm having a hard time deciding, so I guess I'm just gonna start making decisions. Like I said, this one is staying for sure. So I think the first thing I'm going to do here is, since this branch is growing out this way, and I'm pretending that it's a sacrifice branch for now and that later will be removed, but who knows, it could end up being a second apex. So because of that, and I know that I want to remove one of these branches, I'm going to go ahead and remove this one because it is inward growing. That's how I'm basing this. Also, based on how the roots are, if I did want to get this into a bonsai pot sooner, I think that my roots are going to end up looking better on this side. So this will probably be the front, maybe even this way. So I'm going to go ahead and remove this guy right here. I'm also going to go ahead, if you can see, I have 2 branches right here, and I have these larger leaves growing right at the node those are coming out of. I'm actually going to go ahead and remove both of those so I can get a better idea of what I'm looking at. And that actually gives us a more realistic look of what those will look like. Here again, I have the same thing going. It looks like this has actually started to form a new branch, so I'm going to go ahead and remove both of these leaves here. Hopefully this will promote some back budding. This leaf here. Because I've got this split here, I'm going to go ahead and remove this, and hopefully I will get a bit of ramification from removing that. See if that will put out some new growth. And then I'm also going to do the same thing right here and right here. And I realize that right here I have two sets of branches growing. Go ahead and remove these. And I'm going to leave this as my sacrifice leader. So that's all of the work I've done today. And I'll have a part 2 video for this to show you guys the results. We'll see how it goes. Let me know what I did right. Let me know what I did wrong. Let me know what I could do better next time. If you have any questions, I will answer them to the best of my ability. And we'll try to figure out what we can do. So yeah. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.